Hi, hello, welcome. Hope you're all doing okay. I'm Marina, that one girl that likes to talk a lot about houseplants. And welcome to Millennial Planter. So today's video is going to be my houseplant wish list of 2022. I do these videos every year. It's kind of tradition at this point. And I really like looking back to see the plants that I had on my wish list, like from the previous year. And I was looking at my old video last year, and I pretty much got almost all of the plants I had on my wish list, which is really kind of mind-blowing and weird because at the time, those plants were really unattainable for me. And most of the plants I got good prices on, and then others I traded for. And this year, you all know, I'm already like a huge I'm a person that loves to trade. So this year I'm trying to make as many trades as I can. Once again, try to knock out some of these plants, at least some of them, through trades. I know I'm not going to be able to knock all of them out because they're a little expensive. So just quickly, the plants that I had on my wish list from last year that I have now is like the Philodendron El Chaco, which I actually have right here. Hoya elliptica, I never thought I was going to get a Hoya elliptica last year. Clarinervium, Anthurium clarinervium, and Anthurium padilliforum, which I actually got through a trade, which is really awesome. I had a Philodendron luxurians that I ended up killing. Oh, that was my saddest purchase and my saddest plant fail of 2021. Never doing that again. So I was just watching that video last night and just really shocked that I was able to get so many of these wish list plants. So let's take a gander at the top 10 plants I have on my wish list for 2022. Hopefully I can trade for most of these. If you see me looking down at any time, I do have my laptop here just so I can have the picture of the plant in front of me so I'm not repeating the same gorgeous, beautiful, amazing words over and over again. The first plant that I have on my wish list is a variegated heartleaf philodendron, and that's just mainly because I really love heartleaf philodendrons so much. I really love pothos so much, and I like the variegated pothos like Mandula and Marble. Don't get me wrong, I love a good Jacinia pothos too, the all green one. So I kind of want to broaden my collection on my heartleaf philodendrons. I have the lemon lime, I have the all green, and I just think it would be really dope to have a variegated one. Oh, they're so pretty, so pretty. Y'all, the prices on these plants have been insane, like absolutely insane for one leaf. So that's one lesson from 2021 that I learned is I'm never spending over $200 for a plant again, unless it's like a full established plant with more than one leaf. Anyways, variegated heartleaf philodendron, so pretty. I would just love to care for it and grow one out, that's all. Plant number 9 on my wish list is Philodendron majestic. Wow, oh wow, I absolutely love this plant. It's like a cross between a Pastizanum and a Malmay. It's perfection, and it's kind of like a darker green. It's not really like a bright green, and it's just a cultivar that I need in my life. I love this plant so much, and I really feel like I could trade for this plant in 2022. I just have to find the right person. I do have a lot of Hoyas, so if I have somebody that wants some Hoyas and they were willing to trade a philodendron for me, that would be dope. But I really feel like this plant could be attainable in 2022 for me, and I'm just so excited because it's so beautiful, and I love a heart leaf shape plant, which I just said for the heartleaf philodendron, but I think you get the point here. I really just love philodendron in heart-shaped leaves, and this one just looks so beautiful. I actually haven't even seen one in person, but I would just love to grow one out and to have like that big pillowy effect that the philodendrons get, and it's just such a beauty. Such a beauty, and definitely one I've had my eye on for a while now. Plant number 8. These aren't going to be in any specific order. I would just be really jazzed to have any of these plants, but it's going to be our first Hoya. I tried to broaden my horizons and not just stick to Hoya on this wish list, although it was really hard. I want so many Hoyas, but this is going to be our first Hoya, and it is Hoya meredithii. I had this Hoya on my wish list last year too, so we'll see what happens this year, but it's just such a stunning plant. This is exactly what I love about Hoyas, big leaves, veins, that it's so beautiful, and the blooms are even more beautiful and mesmerizing. I would love to just stick my nose up in there. It makes my heart skip a beat when I see this Hoya. I want to try hard this year to get my Hoyas to grow bigger leaves. I saw this one girl that had a Hoya elliptica and the leaves were massive on it, and I didn't even realize that they could get that massive. So I'm excited to stick on my Hoya outside for the summer and see what happens. I know with my obovata that leaves got really big, but I just love a big leaf Hoya. They're not very common out in the market. And I would just love to have it. So Hoya meredithii, you are a beauty. I will have you one day soon. Okay, so plant number 7 is actually going to be my first monstera. And if I ever actually do get this plant, hopefully it grows more like deliciosa and not like Adansonii. I am not good with Adansonii, but regular monsteras grow great for me. But it is none other than Monstera Esquelito, and wow, oh wow, this philodendron, this Monstera really has my heart. When I first got into the plant game, I wasn't into like the real fenestrated and holy type plants. As my taste changed and progressed, they just really capture my heart, and this plant right here is a stunner. The one thing that I'm like really confused about, I guess surprised, is I'm surprised that the prices still haven't gone down that much with them. Like I still see them going for like $200-300, which is really frustrating. Maybe sometime this year I'll be able to find one for a good price locally. That's kind of like my biggest tip when it comes to finding these more uncommon plants, is joining a local Facebook group. And hopefully if you have a local grower, I know a lot of times they sell the plants for cheaper than if you were to find one online. I have gotten some really good deals just buying locally from my local growers, but even these I really don't see going around Facebook groups. But also I haven't been on the hunt for a plant in a while, or to buy a plant in a while. So maybe if I'm looking, I'll find one. But oh, this plant is so beautiful, and I would love to just have this in my collection and just stare at it. I love how big the leaves get. Almost like an Adansonii wide form, but much bigger and more fenestrated and more beautiful. So that would be really cool to get one day. I think I'm gonna have to purchase this sometime this year, maybe for my birthday. I don't think I'm gonna be able to trade, but I don't know. I will remain open and hopeful, and maybe one day somebody will be nice enough and want to trade one with me. That would be really cool. If you're into these types of plants, let me know down below. They used to creep me out. Now, plant number 6, I believe this is number 6, is Hoya clemensiorum. Hoya clemensiorum. Hoya clemensiora. You see why this plant is on my wish list. It's so veiny and beefy, and it looks really thick. I love really thick Hoyas because they're just so cool. Hoyas are really just so cool and fascinating to me, and the sun stressing on them, the reds that they get, it's such a stunner. Such a stunner. I would absolutely love to have this plant in my collection. Hopefully it would love me as much as I love it, because wow, I can't. It's so stunning, and I wish I had other words for it, but wow. And once again, also another big leaf Hoya. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I attain all these big leaf Hoyas. Like, where would I keep them? I do not know. I don't know, but that's a problem for future Marino. Plant number 5 is a plant I didn't know I needed until I saw it, and that happens to me quite often. And it is none other than Philodendron rugosum, aka the pigskin philodendron, which is not the best name for a plant, let's be honest. Like, if I hear a plant and I said a pigskin philodendron, yeah, no. But when I tell you guys, this plant is as thick as a Hoya leaf, it's insane. When I went to visit my friend Arif to do her houseplant tour, she had one, and the texture on that plant is just so bizarre. It's not like any other philodendron I've seen or felt or have ever heard of. It just has its own unique feature. But I would love to just see one that grows full and mature and see how that feels. See if the texture still feels the same, because some plants morph into different things when they mature. But wow, that plant is just really insane. I love a good velvety philodendron, but also like a smooth, thick one. That's really dope too. So philodendron rugosum would be plant number 5. Okay, on to the top 4 plants on my wish list. And the first one is me totally giving up to the hype, and that is Anthurium ace of spades. I just can't get over how dark this plant is. It's like a dark forest green, and it's so beautiful. And I love Anthurium so much. I wish I had more. I wish I had like the environment to care for the more. Well, I wish I had the environment and the money to get the more uncommon types of Anthurium. I'm not even gonna lie. They just mesmerize me so much. They really make my heart go pitter patter, pitter patter. I just love Anthurium. I love them so much. I love the sparkle. I love the roots. I love the velvetiness of them. They're just such cool plants, and an ace of spades is no different. It's amazing. It's beautiful. And it's just something I need in my collection. That's that. Plant number 3 would be Hoya fungii. This plant is going to be very attainable for me in 2022 because it is coming more popular, and I think Gabriella Plants even sells them. And that's where I got my Hoya Dakii. They have some, well, I haven't really purchased from them in a while, but they used to have really good Hoya, so hopefully they still do. But Hoya fungii is a really beautiful Hoya. I just really like how the leaves are just so round and they're so cute. And then it has like that very subtle pattern veining to it, which is really nice. It's almost like an understated beauty, Hoya fungii. And honestly, I wasn't really crazy about this plant for a while, but I don't know, I guess just looking at it enough makes me love it even more. And honestly, one day I just hope to be kind of like the Inez of Hoyas and just have all these different species of Hoyas around in my garden in Florida. Wishful thinking, but Hoya fungii, she's so pretty. I think she might be the first one I cross off this wish list, but we will see. Plant number 2 is none other than Hoya villosa cow dang. I know, I'm looking at this picture now, and it does look a lot like the Clemenceorum, but those serrated edges on that leaf on that Hoya, ooh, I love her. I have no Hoya that have leaf shapes like this, and to have one like that, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful, and the leaves get so big. I am not a splashy silvery Hoya person. Like silver, it's really pretty, but I'm just indifferent to it. But some veins, some big leaves, some serrated edges, oof, you have me swooning. Hoya villosa cow dang. I had her on my wish list last year. I don't know many Hoya sellers in my community, in my local Atlanta community, that sells Hoyas, especially Hoya cow dang. But one day I will get you, one day. Oh, I will cry when I get this plant. Let me just tell you that now. And it'll be the happiest day of my life. And now for the very last plant on my wish list for 2022. And it's a Hoya. Sorry if I disappointed you. I just started following this really awesome account. I believe it's Hoya Maniac, and she has an absolutely incredible collection of Hoyas and so many lush full ones, and she's only been collecting maybe for about 3 to 4 years, specifically Hoyas, so not that long, but wow, her collection is absolutely incredible, and she has doubled my Hoya wish list quite easily. So I found this Hoya on her Instagram, and it is Hoya Flora. I'm just gonna say that's how it's pronounced because I've never actually heard it pronounced, so. And it does remind me a lot of Hoya multiflora, but the blooms on this, I know there are different types of blooms. I think there's 4 or 5 different types of blooms in Hoya, and this is a type of bloom that I don't have in my collection yet, and they're just so big and they look so juicy, and I want to smell it. I want to smell this bloom so bad, and it's just such a weird thing to collect plants and wanting to get them to bloom. I've never really been like a blooming person, and even now I love the foliage on these, but I also love the blooms on them. And that's the best part about collecting Hoyas, is getting them to bloom and experiencing that scent. Because after I've had so many of my Hoya bloom this past year and experiencing all their scents, I want to see them all. I want to smell them all. I want to lick them all. Hoya licking is a real thing, you guys, I'm telling you. They have like this sweet sap. So as long as you don't treat your plants with like a systemic, go ahead and just like lick the sap a little bit. It tastes really sweet. It's almost like simple syrup, like sugar water. There's also a Facebook page called Hoya Lickers. I'm just throwing that out there. Do with that what you want. But yeah, Hoya Flora, she's a beauty. An absolute beauty. Hopefully I can get more of my Hoya to bloom this coming year. And if we can experience the scents together. I mean, not really, but I can try to describe them to you. I always wish I could bottle them up and send the scents off, because they're just so amazing and they're so much fun. And yeah, Hoya Flora is absolutely amazing, and I need it. I need it in my life. That's it. And that wraps it up for this plant wish list video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Hopefully I was able to add a plant onto your wish list. You know, maybe you can try to up your trades in 2022. Yeah, trades are just really awesome. It's a great way of connecting with the community and saving money on your pockets, you know. I'm trying not to give in to the whole buying plants as much, and I really have been doing a good job with it the past year. I haven't been purchasing many plants lately, but I've been doing lots of trades. So yeah, there's that. There's my wish list for 2022. I hope you all enjoyed, and I would love to know what plants you have on your wish list. Maybe you can add some to mine. And as always, I hope you all are staying safe, sane, happy, and healthy, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!